Yes, indeed. It's 6 o'clock, which can only mean one thing. It's time to start another one-day special. Thank you for staying with me for the last hour. I'm with you for the next 3 hours. We've got 2 looks of your one-day special now, but I would get in quick if I was you. It's from Kaffe Fassett. You know the name. You're getting 14 fat quarters, which equals to about 3.5 meters of fabric. Now, what you're seeing in front of me are the 4 different colour options. Now, patterns may vary. Well, I'm going to say they will vary. So you might not get what I've got on the count here, but I can guarantee you the colours will be the same. Okay, so you're going to get the same colours. 356939 is your item number. There's 4 different colourways that you can use. So you can go for the blue, you can go for the red, you can go for the green, or you can go for the pastel. Let's start with the blue. Okay, so we've got the blue down this end. Look at the blues that you're getting in this beautiful, beautiful bundle that we've got here as well. Now, as I said, options may vary, but you are going to get all these deep blue tones. £45.93, brand new today from our Kaffe Fassett. You absolutely love the name. You're getting 3.5 meters in total of fabric. Let me open one up so you can see how big they're getting. They're all fat quarters, so you're getting an awful lot of that material. Look at that for a blue, though. All the blues that are on there. So remember the different colour tones that you've got. You've got your blues, your reds, your greens and your pastels. So this is your blue option that we're looking at the moment. Okay, so this is your blue. Right, then let's move on to your reds now. So these are going to be your red tones that we're looking at now. If I can scoop my hand underneath, I should be able to pick them all up for you. Look at that, a kaleidoscope of colour. Oh my word, look at these colourways. This is the red bundle that we're looking at now. Remember, £45.93, 356939 is your item number on these. These are all brand new in today. You're getting 3.5 meters of fabric. So you're getting 14 fat quarters is what you're getting. 14 fat quarters in total for £45.93. You're saving that £10. This is your brand new, oh, excuse me. Oh, got excited over a fat quarter. This is your brand new bundle is what we're talking about. Right then, we've seen your blue, we've seen your red. Let's look at the green. I can tell you now as well that our Hayley was very intrigued about these. I'm guessing she'll be watching. She wanted a little sneak peek of what was on the show, but our producer's been very, very busy with Gavin. From games, and we're looking at and prepping with all the shows with myself as well. We phoned, so we didn't get a chance to send over the details. So this is the first time she's seen them as well. And her words were in our messages earlier, I think I will need them all. Well, this is the green option that we're looking at now. Look at the tones of the greens that you've got in there. What I like about this as well is the way that the greens work together. This is not one of them bundles that you will get home and you'll lie them all down, maybe like we have, and you'll think, well, that green don't go with that. That one don't really work with that, so I can't use that with that. I can't use that with that. They all work together beautifully. Every single one looks stunning. And then, last but no means least, we've also got your pastels as well. So we've got the beautiful pastel that we've got there. Each one of these working with their own elements. So you've got the purple in the background, like the lilacs in there, that work with the lilacs of the flower and the lilacs of the background that you've got in here. You've got that beautiful striking lime green that's on there. Which also match all the colours as well. Your polka dots match with the other polka dots that you've also got in the kits. Your pink matches with the pinks that you've got in the kits as well. Everything works together. £45.93. We are extremely busy on your one-day specials. Here's all 4 of your options that you're looking at. You've got your blue, you've got your reds, you've got your greens, and you've got your pastels as well. What are you thinking of? What can I make out of these when I get these home? But as you know, it all works together. You can start creating beautiful, beautiful quilts that look a little bit like this. Look how well that works together and how all the tones from all 4 of the options work together well. Blue's in the lead at the moment. 10% of the blue has already gone, and we're only 5 minutes and 17 seconds into your first live hour. This is some of the stuff that you can create from the fabric that we have on this show today. Your cushions, your throw. Oh, look at that. It does look like a bed, doesn't it? That looks beautiful on that screen. Oh, look at that, with a little throw in the background as well. I can tell you, our Paola and Hayley are going to be loving this. Love it. They'll be all over this. Our Paola's loved creating a quilt. Did you see the latest one she did? Oh, there'll be pictures galore that will be in our messaging groups at the moment when they get these home. The many messaging groups that we're in. Shop ahead on the webs, though. The website is there. We've got loads on there as well. It's all Natasha as well. You know our Natasha. She's behind everything that we've also got on here. We've got pick and mix on half meters as well. Look at that. Your purples, your blues. You got your pick and mix as well. Any two for £13.98. So 1, 2, 3. You could go for one of each of them and then get a fourth one for free. For £13.98, what would that be? 30, 36, £40-ish, around there. And you can get all them colours plus 2 extras as well if you wanted to. Remember, use that voucher 4 for 3. Pop 4 things into your basket. The cheapest one, the one with the lowest price, you will get for free. Remember to quote that code, VE443. Yeah, number 4, FOR number 3. Very confusing. But there we go. And right then, now, let's have a look at the little bit of branding. Let's go right the way back to how all this began. Let's get a little bit of history about the company themselves.
And a very good morning to you, Brandon Mably. Hello!
Oh, it's so nice to be back in your company, Natasha. I can't tell you. I'm tickled pink.
Oh, well, and blue and every other colour. I mean,
no.
it's just wonderful, Brandon. It's so good of you to come all this way. Thank you very much. And so that everybody at home knows, we have been careful with our distancing, which is why you won't see me.
I know, we've got 2 yardstick.
Yeah.
I'm dying for a hug.
I know.
Anyway.
We're not allowed. We're not allowed. But it's gorgeous to see you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, for those that don't know you, quite frankly, you've missed it. You've missed a treat. So we're going to introduce you today. How would you like to be introduced?
Oh, do you know, oh gosh, how, it's funny, when people say to me, what do you do? I mean, what is your world? And it's so I'm going to say multifaceted.
I might have something to say about that.
Boom, boom, but yeah, it is, because I basically managed Kaffe Fassett's world, and I'm sure most of you would have heard the name Kaffe Fassett. But anyway, I managed Kaffe's world as well as design under my own name, and Kaffe and I collaborate, and then we make up what is called the Kaffe Fassett Collective.
Yes.
Because we also have the injection and the privilege and honour of having Philip Jacob do artwork that then he allows Kaffe to do recolorways or new colorways on his original artwork.
And it's a beautiful collaboration, because you are, if you were a boy band,
Yeah.
then you would be the zany one that has these outrageous designs. Just as an idea, can you hold up your fish, please?
My fish. Oh, my
Just
fish.
to give you an idea.
Well, yeah, this is this is one of my designs called Shoal, and I just love the idea of having a unit of pattern that holds other patterns, and I thought that a shoal of fish would be perfect for that. So I literally sat down and drew out a shoal of fish that kind of were kissing one another's tail, and then injected different patterns and colors, and I came up with this. It was a very organic process of how it happened.
I love that they have kind of lipstick on. I mean, it's a beautiful thing.
Well, those actual lipsticks, some of them are actually hearts on the side. So that was the kind of, I like to sometimes have little hidden somethings in there for people to find. And, you know, some people would say, what do I do with those fish? Honey, just color it up. Because when you cut that up, you no longer have your fish, but you have
Interesting shapes.
yeah, interesting shape, pattern, color. You have those wonderful, sumptuous lips, don't we all? Bit of Botox, and yeah, and so that was yeah. I'm the funky. I think I read that Philip quoted me as being the funky, zany guy. Yeah, so I'm, you know.
So when you see fabrics from the Kaffe Fassett Collective, yours will be the incredible. I mean, I love your dancing girls, the show girls.
You can, well,
yes, you can.
You can, and there was kind of a twist in. For those who don't know, I did took inspiration from the Moulin Rouge, or there was 3 girls doing can dance in the streets of Paris, and I thought those skirts, when they were up waving, they looked like abstract flowers.
They're beautiful.
With legs.
Yeah.
So I did a version of rows of dancing ladies, each with their own kind of personality in the face, and I wanted to call it "You Can," as in you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah. And so,
so all these things will crop up in your fabrics, and you'll find them. So there's you with the zany side and the fun elements. Then you've got Philip Jacobs with the classical florals. You know that you see. I mean, he used to design for Sanderson, didn't he? So
yeah.
you know you'd see that, and that you know that that's his. And then there's Kaffe.
Yeah.
Doing what Kaffe does best, and the 3 of you complement each other so incredibly well, and it's all tied together with Kaffe's colour work. Just gorgeous. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous.
You know, it is amazing how when we were first asked to come into this world and start designing fabrics for patchwork quilts, we were nervous because we didn't really know what was out in the industry that we could kind of complement. But then we looked at what was out there, and basically we saw that there was a lot of small little smiling sunflowers and little tiny prints that looked like potpourri, and you know,
so
as Kaffe says, like look like ants' testicles. You know, they were that small. Don't look too closely. But anyway, and what we responded to was overblown. Scale, you know, wonderful couches the size of your heads, or beautiful big roses that we're just about to see burst into this fantastic springtime that we're having. And so we wanted to kind of embrace the scale, and that's why Kaffe thought about Philip and invited him to come in and join us with this, because his scale of prints are extraordinary. And so when we sit down and do our artwork, we think about doing scale, because when you also cut up the fabric, we want that element to kind of read and have a kind of a dance of pattern, as well as the color.
And the beautiful thing about your fabrics is that you can mix and match them through. They don't go out of fashion, they stay relevant, and they stay in print. And I think that's the really beautiful thing. So today what you're going to do for us is show us how to cope with color.
Yeah. Well,
because we're a lot of scared of colour.
That's it. Well, first off, I wanted to kind of give people a little bit of a talking to about scale, because a lot of people are sometimes intimidated by. They look at a bolt, or they might see something on your show, and they're looking at a big piece of fabric, and they're like, "What am I going to do with that scale?" Well, you know, let's just, for instance, we're going to take this is a design that I did called Barley Brocade. And you've got a vertical sort of wiggly shapes, and you've got a darker and you've got a lighter, and then I injected these flowers. Now, one of the things, if you can't get past your mind's eye about, you know, you're looking at the color and you're looking at the pattern and you're thinking, how am I going to be able to, I love this, but I don't know what to do with it. Well, this is one of our big secrets. Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
I couldn't agree more.
Bigger the better. Anyway, taking this black card, and what I do is, you know, I sometimes place it down on top of the fabric, and then I can start seeing how this would actually play in different ways when I cut up the fabric. So you can start seeing lots of possibilities. Whereas if I were to take something that this fabric here, I'll show you in this camera here, you can see the fabric has these wonderful ovals in, and it looks quite intriguing. But when I hold it to this camera, you see it from a distance, it looks like a solid or a blender or just a texture. So if I were to take that diamond, put that on there, what do you have? You have a bar of dark chocolate. Your eye just glides over here. Whereas if you've got something like this one here, and you've got, whoops, where am I going? If you've got something like that there, you've got a nice kind of dance of pattern and movement, and it kind of gives you a little bit of intrigue.
I always think a large scale is great value for money, because once you start to cut it up, it's as if you've got so many different prints in one.
Yes, but no fabric ever sits alone.
No.
So you might fall in love with this fabric, or you might fall in love with this fabric, but you don't know how that's going to work until you put it with something else. And so we're going to be talking a little bit more about how important it is to build your stash. Because if you just take sort of 3 fabrics, put them together, look nice, but it doesn't go any further than nice. You know, you want to kind of have a little bit of, if you're going to bake that party cake, you've got to have some good ingredients. I love a good fruit cake. But you know, you cannot bake a good fruit cake with just a few ingredients, can you?
No, it's got to be the whole lot.
The other thing I want to also mention to you is like something like this. Now, this is a range called the Artisan range that Kaffe was asked to do. And this is a batik. And here he loved the idea of having this kind of strong geometric pattern. And the beautiful thing about this is you got the 2 different contrast colors kind of give a royal feel to it. But again, if I break this down, if you might say to yourself, I don't like zigzags, or I don't like straight lines or directional lines. When you take a diamond and break that up, see how that just looks, you know, the different kind of possibilities that you get in there. Now, I'm using this diamond just as an example. It could be used for lots of different things. The other thing is this makes a great sashing or a border when you cut it down to something like that.
Do you want to show that on a close-up? There you go.
See, something like that as a border for a quilt or for your binding.
But the sashing is lovely as well, because then it almost looks as though you've done some intricate quilting.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
yes.
fabulous.
So it's another thing that we play with there. Then thirdly, I'm getting a little bit of hay fever going that time of year. So excuse me when I just
No, you go for it.
deal with that there. Okay, one of the biggest, most useful things that we have in the design studio is this grey flannel design wall. Now, the reason we have it as a grey flannel wall is that because it's a neutral colour, it doesn't detract for any colour that you put against this. And the reason why we came up with this grey colour is because when we gave workshops in the early days, we'd say to people, bring along a flannel to act as your design wall, and they'd come along with white, and it was like toilet up bowl white or white bleached teeth. That's what you saw the first and the foremost before you actually saw the colour and pattern. So with the grey, it's a beautiful calm colour to work against. Then also with the flannel, you just smooth on your cut fabric, then you stand back and you can see how it works.
It's like fuzzy felt for grown-ups.
It's like fuzzy. And also, you know, if you're feeling like you just want to have a hug or something.
Oh yeah, and this is a safe one. A safe hug.
You know, or a touch. You just come along
Yeah.
and you can
Give it a stroke.
smooth it through it when you're having a little bit of a sad moment. Hello, dog. So I've got a lovely dog on my feet. I'm not going to share him. Okay. So shall I give you a little bit of a demo on playing with the design wall? So just some of the fabrics that we've got on the table here.
So when you get your fabrics home and you've cut them up and you're ready to think gosh, how do I lay these out? Normally people would lay them on the floor, the dog would run through, the cat would, you know, and then it all gets messed up. But from this, you can put it vertically and step back and actually take it all in from a distance, because otherwise you're on top of a design the whole time.
You know, when we for those who know a little bit about our world, we design in lots of different mediums. We design needlepoint cushions, chairs. We design knitwear. We do interior designs and so forth. One of the things you have to think about is what a cushion is going to look like from a distance, what a garment is going to look like from a distance when it's walking down the street. Same with a patchwork quilt. When you're designing a patchwork quilt or a fabric, up close it's going to look lovely and you're going to fall in love with it. From a distance, it becomes a totally different unit. And that's why working on a vertical surface, you can stand back and you can say, I like this, I don't like that. Well, if you don't like it, all you can do is but change it, put something else in its place, and then you can see, you know, how you start developing. So it is the most important thing, and it's the thing that Kaffe and I do for one another all the time. We put our work up, and then we'll compare. He'll ask me to come in and look at what he's done, or I'll ask him. And the same when we're doing our artwork. We put it up on the design wall, we stand back, and then we observe. And that's, I'm giving away our biggest secret there, because really that is the success to helping us bypass the mental brain and trying to preconceive a color palette in the head. And then you just asked about how do you know about the colors. All you can do is start cutting, putting it up on the wall, and let it speak to you.
Yes, you will have to actually cut, and that that is a whole other thing. Yeah. You know, rather when you finish stroking your fabric,
I'm not feel.
Then it's time to actually to cut it up.
Yes, indeed. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. We've got more of those videos to come as well, so don't go anywhere. We are very busy across the board. Now, a lady who knows more about fabric and sewing than I can shake a stick at is currently on the line. Natasha, my love, are you there?
Hello, Adam. Yes, I am. Hello. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, really good.
Is everyone well, first of all?
Yeah, we're all good. I'm currently stood in the stable. You caught me mid-mucking out the donkeys. It's so glamorous, my end. So it's all go here.
You see, they all think a presenter's life is glamorous.
No, it's wellies and mud here.
Well, before you get back to mucking out, some amazing, absolutely phenomenal pick of the day. One day special that we've got with us today. Can you tell, we've just heard the bit of the background, but what you're getting, 14 fat quarters in these beautiful colourways, there is so much you can do with them.
So the biggest thing that Kaffe and Brandon have always told me over the years that I've known them is that you need stash. You know, 1 or 2 colours is lovely, but you need to have that option. You need to be able to play. You need to be able to put different options up on your colour wall, which are fabulous, by the way. Just, you know, it's like fuzzy felt for adults, and you can play all day. It's really fabulous. Go away, have a cup of tea, come back, look at it, and go, oh yes, I love that. I don't. But what you need above everything else is stash, and what you have the absolute fantastic opportunity to get today is stash, really affordable, beautiful stash. You would be crazy to miss it.
We're just hearing them while you were talking. 20% of the blue has already gone now, and I can see why. As we said at the top of the show, the colours will be the same. The patterns may vary when you get them home, but I know you, Taffy. You're like me. You say it as it is. But what you're going to get, you do though. You're like me. You wear your heart on your sleeve. You say it as it is. If you think it's not right, you say it's not right on air. Because we're not here to make people's lives difficult. But what you're going to get when you get home, though, you know that everything's going to work together. Am I correct?
Yeah. So the beauty of this is that you'll get a sort of a colourway. It'll be mixed, absolutely. But the other thing is that if you go for more than one, you'll find that there are colours in the others that will work through. So it's win-win. If you have one colourway that you really go towards, maybe you love the warm reds. For me, I love the blues. The pastels are divine in this range, and I absolutely adored those. but you'll find those colours because Kaffe and Brandon and Philip Jacobs, the Kaffe Fassett Collective, they are the kings of colour. They really know their stuff. And Kaffe Fassett is the one that brings all of the colours together. Philip Jacobs, and I know I say this somewhere in the video clips, but Philip Jacobs, I did an interview with him a couple of years ago where he says categorically Kaffe Fassett is the best worker in colour the world, not just the UK, the world has currently. He is phenomenal with colour, and the way that he works it, and he hand paints his designs. It's all done with gouache, so it's got that vibrancy to it. So he works the colour palettes through himself. It is absolutely phenomenal. When you see his actual painted designs, and then you see the fabric, they are absolutely spot on. It's incredible to see. So you can stick to one colourway, of course you can, but if your wallet allows and you want to mix and match through the colours, then treat yourself, because I've never seen a deal quite like this. It is pretty special.
No, it really is. We're very, very busy across the board. £45.93 for your one-day special day. That's 14 fat quarters at 3.5 metres of fabric in total. And we're not just talking any fabric. We are talking quality fabric as well. And it just goes to prove as well, as we have got Natasha on the phone. And Natasha, you don't put your name to anything, do you? You're not one of these...
No.
And that's what I like about you as well. You only go for the quality. You go for the finesse, the beautiful material. So with your name behind this as well, you know you're not getting anything that's below par, as it were.
Yeah, Adam, life is too short to mess with mediocre. You know, we're only here once. Let's go for the good stuff. And when the good stuff is really affordable, let's get that and let's really enjoy it.
Nice.
You've got top designers here, 3 top designers. Philip Jacobs, who does the botanical ones, he used to design for Liberty, he used to design for Sanderson. I remember him telling me once, I was looking at an interview in the White House and I saw my designs there. If it's good enough for the White House, it's good enough for me. This was, you know, pre-Trump, by the way. So, you know...
I'm not getting into that this evening. Staying clear from that one. What I've got you, though, I know you must get back to the little donkey because it's getting dark and I don't want you mucking out in the dark by candlelight like Florence Nightingale. But we've also got the design wall on the show as well. Now, this is the first time I've seen this. Is it what I think it is? It's a big cloth that you can hang on your wall and then your pieces will automatically just stick to them?
Yeah, it's a bit... Did you ever have fuzzy felts as a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like that for adults, basically, for quilting. So you hang it. I just put, I mean, you can put it on the top. I put a couple of boxes on the top of my wardrobes to pin it on there. You can pin it to your wall, pin it to the back of your door. I mean, it doesn't take up any space, so when you're done with it, just fold up, stick it under the bed or whatever. But basically, it's a flannel. And it's got 2-inch squares, so you can mark things out if you want to get them precisely where you need them to be. It sort of stops you from drifting, having that grid. The fact that it's not a bright white is absolutely important, because otherwise your eye just gets drawn to the white. So the actual colour of the grey is incredibly important. Grey is a colour that sort of disappears with fabrics. So if you ever don't want your stitching to show, stitch in grey. But this means that if there is a gap between your fabrics, the grey, it doesn't shout at you. So you can put your fabrics up, you can put up a design, you can look at it, step away from it. Do I like it? Do I not? What's working? What's not? Take a photo of it on there, go away, come back, reassess. And also you can then take it down block by block, take it to your machine, put it back up, and you don't lose your place. You don't have the wind blow through and disrupt it, or dogs, in my case, in my house, running through when you put it on the floor and try and lay it out. And if you want to have a bigger design wall, what I've done with mine, not that one, but my other one, is I've sewn 2 together, and then if I'm working on something huge, then I've got all of that space as well. But it gives you a different dimension. It gives you a different way of looking at things. It's invaluable. It's a top tool to have.
And you're getting an awful lot as well. So if you think of the size that you're getting, look at that, and some of it drapes behind the table as well. This is absolutely massive. I've never seen one of these before, but if you are into your sewing, it's one of they say it's a necessity, I would put this as now.
Yeah, absolutely it is. It will change how you look at your quilting. Absolutely it will. It is. I wouldn't be without mine. I've had mine for a few years now, and I absolutely wouldn't be without it. It's out there as one of the things that you need. especially if you are unsure about colour and you're starting to play with it for the first time. The other thing that I would recommend is put up your blocks, put up your squares. Even if you just start with little squares and just put them around the place, take a photo and turn the photo upside down, because then your eye gets a different perspective and then you'll get an idea as to what works and what doesn't.
Oh, I'm loving this. Nearly 20% of the stock already here has already gone. Right then, my love, I will let you go. It's 6:30 in the evening. I don't want you being out there too long. I don't want you getting cold.
No chance of that. I'm too busy shoveling. It's all good.
Don't tell me what you're shoveling. We'll speak to you later when you're in the warm with a little glass of something. Stay safe and I'll speak to you soon.
All right, thank you ever so much. Enjoy your evening.
Oh, bye.
Bye.
Oh, I love when Natasha's in. Absolutely love Natasha to bits. She's amazing at what she does and an amazing crafter. Get one. Just get one. That's all I'm going to say. Just get one. What we're looking at now. Oh, look. You get the infinity scarf pattern, then you choose a colour of pom-pom. Well, here we go. Now, let me show you what the pattern actually makes. Oh, I've got one of these. I think we call them a snood, though. So you see, it's basically an infinity loop. So it's basically a massive loop. It's a massive circle that goes all the way around. Then, oh, here we go. You see? Wear it under a little woodland leather jacket. You could wear it under your little coat, keep you warm. You've got the trim there as well. This is designed by Natasha herself. Very close when I move forward. I'm going to come back about. You see, but you've got that snood if you want to as well. So you're getting the pattern, but then you just choose the colour that you are after. So you're getting 2 metres of the pom-pom trim as well, and the pattern designed by Natasha, so you know it's going to be easy. Oh, look, you could be like, oh, I'm loving these. I feel like... It is. I feel like Joseph. All the colours here. You've got your white, you've got your blue, your red, your green. So you have your olive green there, your baby blue, lilac purple, your pinks and your yellows as well. £9.99 is what we are looking at. I'm loving these. So much you can do with them. And you can also wear them as well. That would be beautiful. Now, once you've got the pattern, you imagine knitting one of them or doing it out of a nice fleece. Ooh. Cozy. Right then, we're moving on down. Natasha's again. Oh, I'm losing my trousers. You're getting the stowaway bag pattern. So if I take this away a minute, you are getting the pattern and you are getting the cord as well. This is all well and good, but what does it make? Well, I'll show you what it makes. It makes this beautiful stowaway bag. So like a little bag to put your little PJs in. A little girl's PJs maybe, or little boy's PJs. A little PE bag. And then you also get the pattern to make the little unicorn. So there, oh, sorry, unicorn, bending your legs. Contortionist. Then you get the little bag. So then, when you pop it on your back, I will be putting an invoice in for all this modelling I'm doing. So when you pop it on your back, you've got your little teddy there as well. So there off you go, your little pyjamas in with your little PE kit. You get the pattern and you get the cord, but then you go to the mill shop online and get that PVC. You could turn it into a little swimming bag. Yes, Mill Shop Online, that'll be on there as well on the pick and mix. £9.99, 233760 is your item number. I'm talking quickly because we're getting busier and I'm being pressed to move on. For the sheath out, we want to show you everything before everything goes. Now, you choose the colour of mat. So we've got your pink, your blue and your traditional green. And what this time you're also getting your rotary cutter and your spare blade as well. Now, you get this with every set. Okay, remember everything will be dispatched from the 19th of May, which is just over a week to wait, which is not that long at all. So you've got your colours. Now, as I said, I don't want you to get confused. Every one of these will come with a rotary cutter and it will also come with a spare blade as well. Now, obviously, this looks confusing because it looks like you're getting 3. That's why we only put 1 on. So you just choose a colour and you will get your rotary cutter and spare blade as well. You've got your pink, your blue, and also your traditional green as well. You've got all your measurements on there. You are currently looking at inches, and on the back, we've got centimetres. So you've got all your centimetres on there as well. It goes from 25 centimetres square. You've got all your angles on the front, which is on your inches side. So you've got all your angles and all your degrees that you need in there. We're moving on, though. We're very busy to your fat quarter bundle now as well. These are from Fabby. I'm loving this. There's 4 different colour options that you can choose. We've got the different 4s here. We've got the sunflowers to start with. So these, let's see if I can scoop these up on my arm. Ooh. So that was funny. This is Shauna's favourite. She loves these. Look at these sunflowers. Now look at what you're getting. Everything works beautifully in this as well. £17.95. So that is just sunflowers. Then we've got red flowers up next. So these are your red flowers, obviously, because the red flowers are shining through. You get your red flowers, you get your matching fabrics as well in between. You also get some yellow flowers in there. I'm loving this. This is beautiful. And I like the blue as well. So you're also getting that's your red flowers. Next, if you've got your scenic flowers. Your scenic flowers on there look more like mandalas to me, though, or your sort of your circles that you're getting in there, especially things like that. Very mandala-esque, and things like this as well that you're getting in there. Once again, beautiful, lovely, more turquoise colours that you're getting in there. Then we've got your purple flowers as well. Let me scoop for you, and I'll hold it down. So you got your beautiful. I'd love a shirt made of this. Oh, that would be beautiful. And this as well. I don't know. I keep asking for all these shirts. I asked for one from Liberty, but I never got one. So you've got all these beautiful colours in here as well. Absolutely beautiful as well. 10 fat quarters in each bundle is what you're getting. 245079 is your item number. And then, well, a mystery rainbow. This is a mystery rainbow. Well, I mean, should I move my arm? Would that help? Mystery red. Mystery rainbow fat quarter bundle, 100% cotton. Now, contents may vary on this, but you're going to get basically an assortment of colours. Is what you're going to get when we say rainbow. It really is. If I hold it that way, really is an assortment of colours that you are getting there. Look at that. They will see you coming, won't they, when you open those doors for the first time in a couple of weeks. Oh, Margaret's been busy sewing. Now, very busy across the board. Something else that you found on the website, the backing fabric from Kaffe Fassett. Now, there's 3 colour options here as well. You're getting 2 metres by 108 metres as well. Now, this is the red option that you're looking at the moment. £64.99. There is a pink option, but we've only got a photo of this one. We've been very busy in the office. 710618 is your item number. Check the website. The quickest and easiest place to do is look on the website. Pick and mix, really busy on your pick and mix now as well. Half metre fabric pick and mix, any 2. Any 2 of your pick and mixes. We've been very busy. Now, while we've still got it on, use your 4 for 3 on that pick and mix. I think your pick and mix is £13.98. So what would that work out to be? 3 13.98 would be 30, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, £41.94. £41.94, and you would get 2, 4, 6. You get 8 pieces, 8 half metres, because you're only paying for 3 of the pick and mixes. It's worth doing while we've got it on. It's an amazing fabric. As Tash said, she only puts her name to the big old brands. And, you know, when we're talking to Tash, we know we're talking quality because she's a quality sort of girl. Tash is mucking out the donkeys. I didn't think I'd hear that on a Sunday night at 6:30. Is that what you're up to? Are you sitting there with a cream on and a bit of Battenberg like me? Let's go back to part 2 of our interview, though, with our Tash. Tash, it's all yours.
So you've cut diamonds for these?
I've just cut diamonds, and also I've cut a mixture of some of the artisan fabrics, some of the bolder ones. We've also, that's another one of the bolder ones. This was inspired by the Bombay Indian mix, which we'll like a little bit of. That was an inspiration for this that Kaffe came up with. Then I've also picked up 2 different colorways of a design I did called Chips, which is kind of checkerboard going a little bit crazy, wonky. A design I did called Onion Rings, which is proving to be very, very popular. And this is another one of Kaffe's, where we've got 2 different colorways of this same design. And it just shows you how different fabrics play out for one another. And then one of my my big barley brocade, I cut down into diamonds. So how do I know how these are going to work? I don't. I'm just going to throw them up on the board, start building a palette and see what happens. Because of this nice fuzzy back, I don't need to lick the back of the fabric or do any kind of that stuff.
You're not allowed to lick stuff anymore, Brandon.
No, God. You've also got the grid lines, because the grid lines are very useful to help you keep a little bit of a straight track.
They're every 2 inches, I think.
Otherwise, yes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you start going downhill. So all you do is smooth it on like this, and it can go quite quickly. So here we can start seeing that I've gone from a light to a much darker, and there's another one there. Okay, right. Now, I'm just going to pick up any of my fabrics and put it in there. I don't know why. I have no rhyme or reason.
So you started with the brocade, or all brocade?
Here I'm just going along with just straight lines to straight lines of these small diamonds, and a totally different kind of color palette. You got this warm yellow against this toasty brown. And then I'm going to choose, let's try these blues in here now.
Oh, wow.
I kind of give that fresh batik. That kind of gives it a little bit of a pop. And then what I might want to do, if I want to calm those down, I could put in something like this. And also what I'm doing is, when I'm placing the fabrics up against one another, I'm trying not to have too much of a gap. If you have a white flannel and you have gaps shown through, it looks like it's laced with dental floss. It's not a good look, is it? Anyway, so if you're with a grey flannel, it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to pop those up there like this. And already I feel like there's heat there. I feel like I could warm my hands by it.
I love how the chips are actually merging into the brocade from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. So let's have a look. I'm gonna just throw these in here, and when I put these lighter ones in, it kind of cools it down a little bit. But in some ways, these speak quite nicely with what's up there. None of this was pre-planned. It was just that I had them cut so I could put them up there, put them on my design wall, and I can start saying, now for me, the most exciting fabric in here is the brocade.
It really pops, doesn't it? It really pops.
I'll just take them away for you to give you a little bit of a demonstration. If I take them away, in some ways, these are adding that little bit of sparkle. And you know when you're making that carrot soup, or you're making, you just roasted off your tomatoes, you need to add in that little bit of balsamic vinegar or a little bit of ginger to that carrot soup. It's like this little bit of pop there. When I throw that in, it just gives it a little bit of a kind of a sparkle. It just makes it look a little bit more unique. So, yeah, and then what I'll do now is I'm going to take a different colorway of the same design and see how that balances out with these colors. And what I'm already seeing is how those two are speaking next to one another.
And when you chose these fabrics, were you looking, because there's some really warm, gorgeous colors through there that are quite similar. And then you've got that blue, like you say, that really stands out. Were you consciously looking for? I
was looking out the window, and we're so fortunate to be blessed with this gorgeous weather that we've been having. And so, of course, I was thinking about warmth and sunny, but also the light is kind of sparkly. It's kind of like really bright. So that's why I felt like I needed a little bit of something just to, and also I wanted to put in something that was kind of maverick, just to show you guys.
You, Brandon, Maverick, I can't believe it.
Just to give you guys a little bit of something different to see, to try and show you not to be too afraid and too timid. Now, one of the things I'm going to do is this fabric that we talked about earlier on, this, the name's gone out of my head. Anyway, this fabric that looks like a checks or a blender. Now, a lot of people bring this fabric to workshops thinking it's a pattern, but when you look at the consistency of scale and pattern in here, it's bolder, larger. There's a consistency of scale throughout, so there's a nice kind of movement. If I were to throw that in there, and you look at it from a distance,
Oh, it's like a full stop.
it's like a bit of fudge stuck to your shoe. It's kind of like, you know, you just sat on that chocolate button. It's flat. And so that's why we call it a blender. So it's very, very useful, but put it where it's better used. I'm not saying, you know, don't use it, but, you know, it's a very, very useful fabric, but it's best for a blender or...
It's not a hero, it's your bread and butter, isn't it?
It's your bread and butter. Now, just coming back to here, if you feel like it's getting too yellow, you can always warm it down, cool it down with something like that. Now, you can start seeing it has a nice kind of wavelength. Or, you know, if you say to yourself, nah, I don't like that, you know, that's really bothering me. Or when you stand back from it and you see that something is poking you in the eye, you might say this row isn't doing what you want it to do, so just drop it down one, and that gives you room to introduce something else in there that might just be a little calmer, softer.
Wow.
But you never know. And the other thing is also is, if something is bothering you up in another area, rather than take it out, and this is a big design secret, and we often do this on garments, but you're not to tell anybody, all right? Otherwise I'll get in trouble. If we don't like something up here, rather than rip it out or take it out, we reintroduce it down there. And so it becomes a little bit of a balance. So you might be looking at this here and saying, this way that really bothers you, or you could take that and also have it down here. So then the attention is shared.
Yeah.
And so you get a nice
So
kind
balances.
Balances, yeah. Because one thing you don't want, people fall in love with these color blending palettes where they go from dark into light. Or God forbid if they go from light into dark. It's like somebody turned off the bedroom light too quickly. But it's, you know, for me, I want consistency. I want it to be, I want my eye to be able to travel over the whole palette where there's a nice kind of roll. I don't want to be on a roller coaster where I'm, you know, I've got too many mixed emotions and all stuff like that. So, yeah. And so that is how we go about playing, how we design our quilts. And, you know, our quilts generally are quite straightforward in structure. We take a lot of inspiration from traditional quilts because they're quite this diamonds or squares or strips, and we let the colour and the pattern do the work.
I'm loving his shirt. We will see part 3. I really am. We'll see part 3 of that at 8 o'clock this evening. So be with me at 8 o'clock tonight, and we'll see the next part of that amazing interview. Are you loving that wall? I'm loving that wall. We'll get to that shortly as well. But we are looking at your one-day special. Very busy for your one-day special now. Right, let's do the boring bits first. 356939 is the item number. It's appearing at the top of the screen. This is the item number you need if you're going to the website or if you're doing the call centre. There are 4 options to choose from. Okay, there are 4 options. Everything is dispatched in 9 days' time. Extended delivery on this, only 9 days, which is not that far away. Okay, in the grand scheme of things. Right then, what are we getting? We've got blue, This is your blue option that I have here. Let's see if I can scoop it up. Over a quarter of the stock has now gone of your blue. A quarter of the stock. Now, I'm going to tell you, you're going to get 14 fat quarters, okay? The patterns may vary, but what I can guarantee is they will all be this sort of blue. The blue that you see here in front of me, they will all be shades of blue. Natasha said that as well when she was on the phone. So you're going for more of a colour option than the pattern you like is the easiest way to go. But a quarter of the stock has already gone. £45.93. Maybe you like the red option. 10% of the red has now already gone here as well. This is a beautiful palette of red. Now, as Natasha said on the phone as well, everything will work together. So if you're going for the blue and you're going for the red, you know they're going to work together hand in hand. So this is one from the blue, for example. If I throw that into the middle of the mix, you can see it will go with the patterns that you've already got on there as well. Everything works beautifully that we've got on there. So 10% of the red has already gone. 20% now of the green has already gone as well. Let's see if I can scoop this one up onto my arm. 20% of the green has already gone. Your blue's the favourite at the moment, but 20% of the green has already gone. Loving these colours. You're getting 3.5 metres of fabric in total is what you're getting. £45.93 for all of these beautiful fabrics. Quality fabrics as well, remember. Natasha doesn't put her name to anything. And, well, just look at the name. When it spins round, Kaffe Fassett. Very nice name. I wonder where he got that from. Must mean something. It's very different, isn't it? You don't get many of them to the pound, as it were. I didn't have one of them in my school. But this is your pastel. So this is your pastel option, and 10% of your pastel option now has already gone as well. Very, very busy launch hour that we've got here. £45.93, 14 fat quarters is what you're getting. You're saving £10 for 24 hours. Tomorrow, if you went for this at this time tomorrow night, it would now cost you £55.93. Start checking out your baskets. We've only got 3 minutes left of this live hour. 3 minutes left of this hour before your launch hour is now over, and then I will be back with this again at 8 o'clock this evening, where we'll run through it all again. But get it now. Strike while the iron's hot. Then you can sit back and relax. You really can sit back and relax. Don't join me for the next... Don't join me? I didn't mean to say that. Don't join me for the next hour. No, do join me for the next hour. I was meant to say don't delay. Check your baskets out. We've got another 2 hours together. I know, you lucky little thing, you. 2 more hours. What we got next? Funky Fossil up next. It looks amazing from here. Funky Fossil is up next. And then we've got this again at 8. Now, this is revolutionary. It really, really is. I'm only going to fold it out halfway. It's a long bit of material, OK? As Natasha said, it's a bit like funky foam. So if I hold it there, and I'm going to open one of these out, I'm going to use the same one because I keep opening it out. Now, I'm going to put this not on the lip, so it's hanging over. This is off the lip. There's the edge of the table, so I know that's now not on the table. That's now stuck. That's not going anywhere. And if I don't like it, I can simply take it off. And I start all over again. No glue, no heat, no adhesive. It's there time and time again. Any of the materials you use, if you want to use it now to pattern match, if you want to use this now to start building the patterns for your quilt, so you know that this is going to work, you know how your pattern is going to look, this is the way forward. Remember, it's 4 for 3. If it was me, I would be going, if your budget was stretched, that's what I'm now, don't let me poke you in the wrong direction. I would be going for 3 of your pick of the days, and then I would also be popping this in as well. Okay, so I'd be going for 3 of your pick of the days. Remember, you're 4 for 3. Your code's just here, VE4FOR 3. Basically 4 for 3, you get the cheapest for free if you put 4 items into your basket. Or get a few of these for your loved ones as well, £24.95. I use the name a lot at the moment, but Natasha said she's got 2 and she's sewn it together. So when she does her large quilts, she can really see them now as well. Worth getting hold of. Your details are on the top of the screen. 347055 is your item number. Join me for the next hour. Funky Fossil, we've got 2 more hours together as well. Time's flying, isn't it? We've got 15 seconds left of this hour as well. We'll be back at the One Day Special at 8 o'clock. Please do join me in the next hour. I want emails the next hour as well. I'm just going to throw in the mix. I want a few emails. Just so I know you're there. Please don't leave me. Stay with me.